What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including fans have voted this as the worst Survivor Series ever. Jey Uso is getting physically harassed in public. Is Paul Heyman in trouble with WWE? Triple H says tonight's Raw is gonna be epic. Is a Hall of Famer done with WWE? A top WWE star threatens to quit. An update on Bron Breakker, WWE trolling fans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at fans voting this as the worst Survivor Series ever. A Survivor Series really ended on quite a limp ending, as after Team Vision won the men's War Games match, Roman Reigns would help CM Punk and the two would share a fist bump. Reigns would also say something complimentary to Cody Rhodes, but Cody didn't exactly feel the same. Reigns would then tell Cody that this would be the last time they ever teamed together. And that was it. That was the end of the show. And people really weren't happy with the PLE altogether, and some are going so far as to saying that they should scrap War Games altogether as the gimmick has run its course. Many also felt that nothing actually substantial happened on the show other than the masked man making an appearance, but since there was no reveal, it kind of felt a little pointless. Fans have definitely voiced their displeasure on social media, as well as Cage Match, where they've rated the PLE 3.86. This now makes it the worst PLE of 2025, even worse than WrestlePalooza. Within their voting system, it also makes this the second worst Survivor Series of all time. The worst voted Survivor Series is 2015. Do you think it was the worst PLE of the year? Next up, Jey Uso issues a warning. Jey Uso recently took to his Instagram stories to address a serious concern. He wrote in the post, "If you see me in public, shit, please don't walk up and poke me or touch me," and then added that strangers do this about 38 times a day. That number is quite alarming, and as we've seen recently, fans are really crossing personal boundaries around wrestlers. Now, he stressed that this wasn't a blanket rejection of fans. Early in the day, he thanked a woman who politely asked how he was doing personally, but urged respect for his personal space. Other wrestlers such as CM Punk and Rhea Ripley have recently raised similar concerns about being treated like products rather than people. Now, of course, Jey has been the target of much hatred within the IWC, saying that he's been over-pushed and whenever he makes big wins, it equals huge dislike numbers on YouTube. Whether you like Jey Uso or not, this obviously doesn't translate to physical harassment in public. It's just common sense, right? Next up, is Paul Heyman in trouble with WWE? Now, there was a big incident that occurred after the show between Paul Heyman and a young fan. For those unaware, after Survivor Series, a young fan would come up to Paul Heyman and Heyman decided to push the fan away. Some have criticized Heyman as Heyman did put excessive force into that push, when he simply could have just nudged him away. These fans have stated that Heyman went too far and there was no reason for him to act the way he did. But on the contrary, there are a lot of fans defending Heyman, and they're stating that the parents of the fans should have stopped him. A specific criticism has been directed at the security for failing to keep the fan away from him, as despite the fan just being a child, security are there for a reason, and the security failed with their basic duties. And with that being said, there has been speculation when it comes to WWE's reaction to the incident, and according to a new report from Fightful Select, there's no heat whatsoever on Heyman for pushing the child. There was no heat that we heard over Paul Heyman pushing a child out of his way after Survivor Series. There was heat on the security for allowing someone through. This is an incident that is likely to be buried amongst other headlines as we head into the end of 2025. Some have suggested that the parents of the fans may pursue legal action, but this is unlikely to be successful, as a fan approached Heyman, so Heyman and WWE would simply claim that he was just protecting himself. Next up, Triple H says tonight's Raw is going to be epic. The WWE is keen on hyperbole when it comes to promoting their shows, specifically Raw and SmackDown. However, Triple H has outright declared that tonight's Raw will be, in his words, epic. Triple H confirmed this during the post-Survivor Series War Games show, and fans are now speculating on what could go down on the show. Is a major return going down, or is this Triple H simply trying to build anticipation for the show following a below-average PLE? There are only a few matches advertised for the show and are officially on the road to the last major show of the year, that being Saturday night's main event. Now, it's possible that a top name such as Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns makes an appearance on the show, and we can't rule out the return of Austin Theory as the masked man. WWE is prone to going all out for Raw after a PLE, especially when that PLE wasn't met with overwhelmingly positive reviews. A big angle could be planned, but details of what that could be are currently unknown. Next up is a Hall of Famer done with WWE. Now, based on Nikki Bella's clean loss to Stephanie Vaquer at Survivor Series, it'd be easy to assume that Nikki's run in WWE has come to an end. However, this doesn't appear to be the case. Speaking to WWE's digital team following the PLE on Saturday, Nikki confirmed that she's planning on sticking around. Of course you want me to comment. You know what happened out there? I lost. But let me tell you something, this isn't the last of Nikki Bella. You got that? It's not the last. And Nikki did state in the build towards Survivor Series that she wants to retire alongside her sister Brie, so it's likely that WWE are looking at ways to integrate her into WWE programming. Nikki has spent the majority of this run in WWE putting over other talent, as to date, she has put names over including Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Roxanne Perez. Next up, a mega WWE push, always planned? Austin Theory returned to WWE programming at Survivor Series, and all signs point towards the former US champion being a member of the Vision stable. Before Survivor Series, Theory was heavily rumored to be part of the faction, and he was even rumored to take part in War Games way back in September. It's now been confirmed on the Wrestling Observer Radio that Theory's push was always planned. However, when Jacob Fatu was injured, WWE were forced to change creative plans. Originally, he was supposed to be in War Games before the Jacob Fatu injury forced them to move up the Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre feud 1 month, and thus opened both of them up for War Games, with Rhodes and Fatu's replacement, and the feeling was McIntyre would fit better in the match than Theory. It'll be interesting to see how this Theory push plays out, as everyone knows that it's Theory under the mask, and there may be a big reveal tonight live on Raw. Next up, a top WWE star threatens to quit. A WWE star has threatened to quit following Survivor Series War Games. Now, in a post-match interview with Becky Lynch, she has declared that she didn't in fact tap out to AJ Lee, and she's now refusing to come back to WWE until the match outcome is reversed. No, I'm not going to get the footage. This is why I'm talking to lawyers and not petty, poor investigative reporters. I will get the footage and you'll see clear as day that I did not tap. I was yelling for the rest of the team to come over, and then the bell rang. And then we were all out of there. I'm not coming back until they reverse the decision of this match. Now, this could be a way to write Lynch off TV for a short break, or it could be just another ruse and Lynch will be present on TV tonight. WWE are evidently building towards a singles match between Lynch and AJ Lee, and it's unknown when exactly the match is set for. It's definitely a match big enough for the grand stage of Mania, but will WWE hold off for 4 months before booking a 1v1 encounter? Next up, an update on Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker had one of the worst landings in recent memory at Survivor Series War Games. The former IC champion took a Doomsday device and he landed horribly on his neck. And we finally have an update on his condition, and according to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Breakker was checked over after the match and is said to be doing okay. WWE takes head injuries and concussion-related injuries extremely serious, so it's likely that the tests Breakker went through were extensive. Next up, wonderful news for Naomi. Naomi has confirmed the gender of her baby, and she and Jimmy Uso are expecting a baby boy. Posting to X, the former world champion stated that she's been forced to cancel the gender reveal party, so she's making the reveal via social media instead. It's a boy. We decided to cancel our gender reveal due to me dealing with a complication. Baby and I are stable, taking it one day at a time. Thank you for all the birthday love, wishes, support, and prayers. A major congrats to Naomi and Jimmy on this fantastic news. Next up, Chad Gable ready to return? Last month, a report surfaced that stated that Chad Gable was getting set to return. However, it doesn't appear that it's that simple. According to a new report from Fightful Select, whilst Gable is indeed training at the WWE PC, that doesn't necessarily mean he's ready to return, and it's likely just a part of the rehab process. He underwent shoulder surgery in July to help repair a pre-existing injury that kept getting worse. He indicated that he would be back sooner than expected, but didn't give a timeline. Shoulders are usually long-term injuries. He was scheduled to be back at the WWE PC recently. However, I should make it clear that this isn't a sign that he's ready to return. It could be, but it's not a guarantee. That's where a lot of the talent go to rehab their injuries. Gable was delivering some of the finest work of his career before his injury, and hopefully he's given a prominent push up the card when he makes his grand return. Next up, an iconic prop stolen. Now, there's been an outcry after Jimmy Hart's megaphone was stolen this past weekend. WrestleCade posted on their official X account that somebody had stolen the iconic prop, and it was now a police matter. Someone stole Jimmy Hart's megaphone at the convention yesterday. The venue has HD cameras and police will review the footage tomorrow. Jimmy isn't looking to press charges, he just wants it back. If you took it, DM us. 2nd of December, the police investigation moves forward. Hopefully Hart can get his megaphone back and the police are able to assist in any way they can. Next up, Rhea Ripley set for a huge role. Rhea Ripley and the Terrifier franchise go hand in hand. Ripley has worked closely with the franchise to produce a number of collabs, and she even wore an Art the Clown inspired mask at Survivor Series War Games this past weekend. Now, in relation to Ripley potentially featuring in the upcoming Terrifier 4, it does appear that this is planned. According to the director of the franchise, Ripley will indeed be starring in the highly anticipated sequel. This is a major role for Ripley, and Ripley is the latest star to make a presence felt in Hollywood. And finally, WWE trolling fans. Now our final story today takes a look at how WWE are purposely trolling fans. Fans in close proximity to the stadium for Survivor Series noted that several themes and graphics were used during rehearsals. Names including Stone Cold Steve Austin and Jinder Mahal, and thankfully not this wrestler, were featured, and this naturally led to speculation that these names were going to feature on the show in some capacity. Now, it turns out that WWE are now purposely trolling fans as they were aware of internet leaks. Fightful Select notes that WWE even set up a ring backstage to avoid spoilers from leaking out. WWE knew that because of the open situation for the baseball stadium, a number of people would be able to see more of the setup than usual from the comfort of their hotel rooms. A number of videos emerged on TikTok, but by then, WWE had already made plans for privacy. The report continued by stating there was a curtain set up over the ring to protect rehearsals, which took place Friday evening for women's war games and late Friday for men's war games. There was also another ring set up backstage. As the week went on, those in charge just started having fun with the Tron videos and many were enjoying what they were getting out. And the only significant return of any kind on the show itself was that of Liv Morgan. Despite WWE trying their best to keep this under wraps, Morgan's return leaked online before the show went live on the air. But there you have it, folks. The wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.